Welcome to CCG TV, the Keep Columbus Beautiful Earth Notes. I'm Gloria Weston Smart, the director for Keep Columbus Beautiful. And for those of you all who are tuning in for the very first time, our mission is to engage and educate individuals to be better stewards to our environment by enhancing beautification, eliminating litter and blight, and protecting our environment. We always bring to you some wonderful shows so that you can be a good steward to our environment. If you're not recycling, please call 311 and request your blue bin today. I have wonderful guests for you today, and I'm so excited because I have a young man here. His name is Ralph. He works with Public Works, and he actually has taken the role of one of the guys I work very closely with, and that was Al Lyons. And welcome to our show.
Hello, Ms. Smart. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for being here, taking time out of your schedule. I know there's a lot that you could be doing because all I've been doing is receiving calls. I've been just receiving quite a few calls, rather, about litter on our roadways and what can we do. And I know that that's part of your role, but tell us a little bit about you first, Raph, and then your responsibility as a public service worker and the community service people that you actually work with.
Okay. As you mentioned, I'm following up Mr. Al Lyons. He's retired now from community service. It's been a long time.
I used to worry him to death.
You haven't started bothering me so much. So.
Well,
My door's always open, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've taken over from him, and I'm learning a lot about community service as well as just keeping it going. You know, it's a tedious job. There's a lot of trash out there, and it always needs to be picked up. It's sort of a thankless job a lot of times. We'll go out there and we'll pick up the litter, and it seems like in a couple of days or a week later, it's like we haven't been out there yet. I mean, just litter's just out of control these days.
It really is, and I'm just really not understanding why. But I do know that the key to it is our individual and collective responsibilities. You know, we all are individually responsible for making sure that we have a clean, green, and beautiful community. It starts with us. You know, litter comes about because of our behavior. And so it's going to be up to us to make that difference. And then we have to put that burden on someone else to go and clean up. But I look at my outdoors of my home as the entrance to my doorway.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
if we can get more people to do that, then it could work. Now, prior to being a part of Public Works community service, what job did you hold before?
I was the supervisor in rainwater management. I oversaw the correction officers, as well as before that I was supervising the pipe crews and cave-in crews, and I've really been raised in public works. Before that I was a crew leader, and before that an operator and an eductor operator, and it goes all the way back to just being just basically a maintenance worker back 17 years ago.
And you said something very key. You said that you were the leader of the rainwater. And let me tell you, when it rains, that's when all of that trash on our roadways, in our front yards, in our backyards, makes its way through our storm system. And then Columbus Waterworks has to get it cleaned up so that we can have good drinking water.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's so important for us to be just good stewards, you know, about taking care of what gives us life, and that's our environment. We can't live without good air. We can't live without good food. We can't live without vegetation. And so it's important for us to just be good stewards to our environment. Tell me some of the challenges that you've had since you've been working with the public cleanup part of your job.
Yes, ma'am.
What are some of the challenges?
I think the biggest challenge we're having today, and Mr. Lyons, he would attest to this as well, one of the biggest challenges we're having today is the lack of workers. We use probationers as well as inmates to get our work done. We have crew leaders that oversee them, and we're a small department. I mean, excuse me, we're a small division. So we're not a large division, and we need them probationers to pick up the litter.
And so those are the people who actually are assigned by the judge to do community service.
Through several different court systems.
Through several different courts. And do you have any idea as to why you're getting a fewer number of them?
Well, I mean, I can go on hearsay. I can go by what I've been told so much, but I think a lot of it has to do with there's alternatives now for people to do community service in other ways. They can sign up online, and as well as they come up with excuses, so to speak.
Yeah, I know
the reason they can't be out there constantly picking up litter, walking, bending over constantly, and it's not really a hard job, but it is a it does make for a long, tedious day when you're doing that for 8 hours.
Yes,
You know.
and I can understand that, but the reason why they're out there is because they've broken the law, and then what they're trying to do is become back in good standings by doing that community service so that they can move on with their lives. And hopefully, you know, when they are out on our roadways picking up trash, that'll encourage them not to litter because they're picking up somebody else's litter.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
know.
ma'am. And it also keeps them from, to me personally, I think it, you know, it's giving them insight to, you know, their punishment, you know.
That's right.
Because they're having to do that, you know, they think twice about, you know, doing something that would cause them to get community service again. Whereas when they're able to do some easier work or pay fines to
Right.
pay their way out of it, a lot of times that's, to me personally, that's really not teaching them a lesson.
Yeah, I tell you what, I see more and more litter, I guess because it's something that I do with my work. So as I'm driving up and down the roadways, I'm constantly calling 311. There's litter over here on the highway. It looks like there's a lot of solid waste, big waste, or white goods that are on our roadways. I'm constantly calling.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so we're encouraging to our viewers, we need for you all to be the eyes, the ears, and the mouth for our environment. Call when you see infractions. Call 311. It's so important. We need your help. There's only 2 people in the Keep Columbus Beautiful office. There's over 220 miles in our county, in the city of Columbus, I'm sorry. And so it's important for us to just make sure that everybody take on their individual responsibility and our collective responsibility to be good stewards. I want to thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate it. Sometimes you may not think it's meaningful, but it is, because we all want to be in a clean environment. And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
part of that is your job, and we do appreciate you for doing that. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. I enjoy speaking with you about the issue, and I hope it does raise more awareness. You know.
Okay, and so if there's anything that we can do as in a way of advocating for hopefully getting more people, or getting the judge to make sure that they assign people to doing actual work instead of having them going on the computer doing something where you may not know if it's them or not doing, you know, those detail or what they need to be doing
Yes,
for their
ma'am.
community service. We need to just make a difference, and I'm hoping that we will be meeting with some of the judges soon so that we'll be able to let them know how important it is for us to have those people assigned to doing community
Yes, ma'am.
service.
That would help tremendously. The more people we can put out there picking up litter, I mean, that just doubles and triples the amount that we're able to get. So
Yeah.
it's always a good thing having them extra hands, and Saturdays as well. Saturdays, that's a big litter day for us. You know, where we have a lot of trucks that are able to go out, and we need to fill them trucks up to be able to take care of these routes and to be able, because not only is litter, I mean, mainly it's an eyesore, but it's also hazardous. You know, it gets to the point where it can add to disease or you know, stuff
Absolutely.
like that. So I mean, I know everybody looks at it and they're like, oh, well, this just looks,
Look
you know,
bad,
it's
but
an
it's-
eyesore. It looks nasty, but you know,
It's
it's
a
also
hazard to our
an
health.
environmental issue.
It is, absolutely.
And that's our responsibility, is to take care of it. But it's also the citizens' responsibility to make sure they're not
That they're not
contributing
contributing
to it, you know.
Absolutely. And that's why we need you all, our viewing audience, to make sure that you tell everyone that you know. I know you all don't litter because you're tuning into our show, and you are a good environmental steward. So tell the people who you know, your children, your grandchildren, please don't litter. We're trying to educate them through our school system too. So just know that. And Raph, let me thank you again for coming on our show. We'll be looking forward to having you back, because we're talking trash this year
Yes,
with Keep
ma'am.
Columbus Beautiful.
Well, thank you.
All right, so you all stay tuned. I'll be right back with another guest that you want to hear. He's from Habitat Humanities, and he's going to come in and talk about what they're doing. And then we got a wonderful program that he's going to offer to the community at large. So stay tuned.
All of us share a responsibility to keep Columbus beautiful. You may not intend to litter, but if you're not securing the items in the back of your pickup truck, you may be contributing to the problem. Please don't use your truck bed as a mobile trash can. It doesn't take much for the debris to blow out on our roadways, causing an unsightly and hazardous mess. Law enforcement is out ticketing litter bugs, so do your part, secure your load. Nobody likes a litter bug.
Welcome back to CCG TV, the Keep Columbus Beautiful Earth Notes. You know, I mentioned earlier I had a wonderful guest, and I'm so excited. Mark McCullum has been appointed to the Keep Columbus Beautiful Commission, and he's the director for Habitat for Humanities, and we've been working with them since I started with Keep Columbus Beautiful. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gloria. Glad to be
Thank
here.
you so much for taking
Sure.
time out of your busy day. I know there's a lot that you could be doing, trying to identify other areas where you all can build habitat homes or get volunteers, but
Sure.
you took time out of your schedule to come here, and we do appreciate it.
Absolutely, it's
And
important.
It is, and really too, that's a part of our mission too, is to enhance beautification and to protect our environment. And you building those habitat homes, you all are really enhancing the areas that you're going into building those homes.
Well, thank you. That's
Tell-
what we try to do.
That's what
our-
you do.
As
That's
much
right.
of our mission as anything.
I
Yeah.
know. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself, Mark, and then we're going to talk about what you do,
Sure.
and then we'll talk about what our Keep Columbus Beautiful Commission is doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm a lifelong resident of Columbus. I lived
Okay.
here and been active in several nonprofit activities over the years.
Right.
Now I'm working closely with Habitat for Humanity.
Okay.
We've been in Columbus since 1984, so for 34 plus years now, we have been building homes and hopefully enhancing neighborhoods
Right.
and communities in our area. So,
Wonderful. Our sorority, Delta Sigma Theta sorority,
yes.
have built several homes, habitat homes, and
Yes.
mostly over there off of 30th Avenue.
That's right.
Yeah, when they first really had the big buildings of those homes, they built, I think, more than 30 homes in that
Yeah,
area then,
yeah.
you know, but we've been working with you all too, and we would do some cleanup activities. And actually, what we would try to do with Keep Columbus Beautiful was to make sure that the residents of the homes had recycling containers,
Mhm.
and then we would give them some trash bags to make sure that they would keep, you know, their areas clean
Sure,
outside.
sure.
So that was what we did in the past, and we love to be able to do that again, is to make
Absolutely.
sure as soon as those residents are ready to go in and occupy those homes, that we can get them their blue bins out so that they
Right.
can recycle.
The only way Habitat thrives is because of volunteers like
I
yourself
know.
and other
Mhm.
groups, volunteer groups that come out, give of their time and their
Right.
energy to create a new house, affordable house
Right.
for Habitat and for some fortunate homeowner that, again, is able to move in and become a homeowner and take on that new lifestyle for them. So,
Wonderful. And now, since you've been appointed by councilors to the Keep Columbus Beautiful Commission, you've just thought of ways that you can work for both Keep Columbus
Sure.
Beautiful as well as Habitat for Humanities.
Absolutely.
So there's one project that you've come up with, and I'm so excited about it because I get telephone calls all year round about this. So tell us what that project is.
well, as I mentioned, we're Habitat for Humanity. We have what I call a retail component, which
Okay.
is Restore. And that's where we sell what we refer to as gently used items, whether that be furniture or appliances, construction materials,
Okay.
anything that someone wants to donate other than clothing and food items, of course, come to our store. We take them and we resell them
Okay.
to anyone that wants to come in our store. Doesn't matter whether you're in the construction business, homeowner,
Okay.
just anyone who wants to come in and can buy from our store.
From your store.
And those funds go back into construction of new houses.
Okay,
So
and
that's a fundraiser for us.
So where is the store?
It's located at 3520 River Road,
Okay.
basically at the intersection of Veterans and River Road.
So at one time, were you all off of Martin Luther King?
Yes, that was
Okay.
our office
So-
there.
Okay, wonderful, all right.
And so our administrative offices and Restore, which is
Okay.
the name of the retail outlet,
All
is
right.
there.
Okay.
And so over the years, we've taken, again, construction materials, and one of the things we take on a regular basis is paint.
Okay,
Use
great.
paint.
Use paint. And so that's what's important for us
Yeah.
today, is for our viewing audience to know that right now, they won't have to wait until we have our household hazardous waste
That's right.
to get rid of their paints that they
That's
may
right.
have. And that they can drop off any paint or any paint solvent, anything that they use for painting, they can drop those off to your office.
Absolutely.
And that office again, what's that address?
It's 3520 River Road.
Okay.
The office hours are basically 10 to 5 on Tuesday.
Right.
And then 9 to 5 Wednesday through Saturday.
Okay.
So our office hours, so anytime during office hours, you can come by, drop off the paint. And instead of used paint, we may be partially used
Right.
paint or leftover paint.
Right.
It doesn't have to be of any kind of lead-based paint or, I'm sorry, not lead-based paint anymore,
Or-
but oil paint or latex. We'll take
Right.
both, and then the solvents as
Right.
well, too.
Okay, good. And you know what our audience needs to know is that they can take that paint, if it can be reused, you all can reuse it.
Sure.
And then if not, they're going to drop those items off, the paint items off when we have our household hazardous waste. And then we will properly dispose of them.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's why it's so important for you all to make sure that you participate in this process. If you have paints from painting your bathroom or outside, exterior, inside paint, if you want it not to just be hanging around your home, you can take it to Habitat for Humanities.
Yes.
And then if they can use it, they will. And if not, they're going to hold on to it so that it can be recycled,
That's correct.
right?
Absolutely. We
That's
have a
right.
lot of requests for, I just need a little can of paint to
Right.
finish a project, or don't know what color, it doesn't matter the color, and they can come in and pick something out.
Okay.
But there's inevitably leftover paint,
That's right.
things that nobody wants, and so needs to be recycled, needs
Right.
to be disposed of. And so we're offering a year-round service now where you come, drop it off at Habitat at the store there, the Restore. We'll take it, store it, and then October, when the annual recycle gathering day
Comes.
is available, then we'll make sure it gets to the right place.
Absolutely. I am so excited. Now, we need to have more commissioners like you that are thinking about ways what we can use
Sure.
to both enhance your responsibilities and to enhance what we're doing with Keep Columbus Beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I certainly do appreciate it. Thank you for volunteering your time to serve on the board. Thank you for your insight of saying, look, we want to be able to have that paint delivered to us. We may be able to use it, and when we're not able to, we're going to hold on to it so that we can get it to you for the household hazardous waste, and it can be properly disposed of. We can divert that paint from our landfill. It's so important for us to do that. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gloria.
All right, we appreciate it. Now, I want to thank you all for tuning in to CCG TV, the Keep Columbus Beautiful Earth Notes, where you can find out all you need to know to be a good steward to our environment, because it starts with you. You are the eyes, the ears, the mouth, and the hands of our environment, and our environment gives us life, so it's up to you to do your part. So what will you do to keep Columbus beautiful? Thanks a lot for tuning in.